Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to WinternomicsTV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 winternomics, winter, 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 welcome, winter, 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 winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 winternomics, winter, 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 welcome, winter, 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 winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches.
What up, what up? What it do? Welcome to Yellow Fever, motherfuckers. Approach these niggas with abundance of caution. I don't know. I think you guys know how the color coding works by now, right? What a week. After your biggest wins come your biggest losses. Make sure that doesn't become a true statement for you guys. Saw a lot of you guys put up some fucking crazy wins this week from all over. Very new people to very old people. That's a good distribution to see. It means that you guys are able to convert the logic on the show. So proud of you guys for that. We're starting under 100 today. All right. Don't know if we're far enough under for it to be skeleton crew, but we are under 100 after having the crowd here on serendipity, and then pretty much everyone vanished, and then the pump has emerged, with everyone kind of like on light volume. You like the double helix? It's kind of like, I thought he looked like a virus, sort of, so I went with that. So yeah, let me pull up some of these things I saw here for you guys. This is, let me just make sure something. Yeah, that should be right. This merge was just yesterday in the room. So again, we put this up here multiple times, right? What's on the other side of us? We've got, people out there. One guy said this morning, who's still waiting on $500 ETH, and you have all these influencers that misdirected the bulk of the population away. Just like this guy. That's what the point of this guy at the bottom left is, right? Got like 500,000 followers, and literally shitting on Bitcoin and the entire base, keeping away 500,000 people that think he's supposed to tell you what the fucking right answer is, right? Then you have this piece of shit on fucking the biggest channel of distribution of information in all of crypto, saying the same stupid shit that he's saying. Right? And then every influencer in fucking NFT space, all on the same side. And none of them independently minded enough to realize you aren't saying one thing fucking valuable. You all sound like the same idiot. And now you have these same influencers turn around. Nobody can call markets after they fucked you out of it. Are you guys sad there's no $500 ETH? After that moron told you not to touch it at 8. Right? And then you have to think about it. The people that are following that guy, they consider a leader, and agreeing with them that we all lost together, have to actually be fucking stupider than the guy who missed. And that's the happy collective that makes up the empty space that allows us to crush it, right? Dumb people don't know they're fucking stupid. Dumb influencers don't know they're not influencers either. They're just a bunch of fucktards who have a dumber population than them to fucking follow them around. And all they do is grandstand they're smart out there and make asses of themselves, fucking train wreck fucking people, all for clout. Welcome to CT. Nothing's ever been different in fucking 10 years of watching this circus act. It's fucking ridiculous. They're idiots. And if you wanted, there's no debate, right? That's one of the best parts about what we have here. If you call yourself an influencer and you have more than 5,000 people following you and you're part of this wrong side of the equation, you're fucking trash and your followers are dumber than your ass. I don't care if you don't like facts. This is time-stamped information. You were either wrong or you're right. I don't give a fuck how nice you are to your fucking beta soy protein ass bitch following. They're just fucking cuckold fucking pussies. You lost. Either you're about making money, taking care of your family, or about sucking some fucking stranger's dick on the internet. You need to make your fucking minds up. All those CloneX pussies that followed that fucking racist bitch Pharaoh Liquid, yeah, you lost life-changing money for following that racist ass whore. I hope you're fucking enjoying that one. Make sure to fucking like her fucking fat face one more time, see if that pays your fucking bills, you clowns. Did I get that point through? Facts hurt, don't it? Facts hurt. Yeah. And so Trollex, as you will forever be known, you're just another fucking set of idiot indicators. And nobody gives a shit. Unfortunately, the founders suck, fucking the tits of fucking like heifers like that and promote that garbage in their ranks, and that fucking cripples their entire population. Do you know how many millions of dollars the entire CloneX collective is missing because Benito is championing that fucking pile of shit? Bad business move, Benito. Bad business move. But as long as they fucking buy your garbage and you fuck them financially, I guess it's good for you, right? At the end of the day, CloneX Classic, we take you all with us. You guys got to make money with us instead of watching somebody else fucking make it. It's nonsense. Nobody wants to watch those cocksuckers shop for a Rolls Royce while they fuck everybody out of fucking their money. Funny shit, right? Anyhows, all the clones could have caught the bottom, right? But they're too busy fucking trying to be in fucking small little cliques at the lunch table in fucking 8th grade and shit. You don't belong in markets if you make choices like that. You're just fucking idiots. And you did. If you're out there fucking posting to your 20,000 followers, are you guys wishing for 500 ETH? You're an idiot and you have 20,000 people dumber than you following you. You know who you are. And that person unfollowed me because of fucking Pharaoh Liquid. Good move. You financially damaged yourself for that one. Keep going. See, at the end of the day, man, if you actually out here making decisions to make buddies with people you don't know, you're a fucking clown. You don't belong trading or anything else. You don't even belong driving a fucking car. You're too stupid for that. A bunch of people out there need to be told they're fucking clowns, you know? Can't handle it. Facts are facts. You're either wrong in this game or you're fucking nothing. That's it. Nobody cares about your fucking story in the market. You can't pay bills with your fucking stories, right? Right. Memos on memos on memos. So, got another cool highlight made by Director Vale. I want to share with you guys. Always fun stuff. I'm on the Sea of Winds, very hard to find. What up, what up? How's everybody doing? Check this out. This is sentiment reading like a pro for any of y'all that missed last show hysteria. Excluding hotels and the like, inflation in rent and home prices approaching double digits. And Jim Cramer is saying inflation has peaked, which leads us to worry that it hasn't. This is one branch of the mainstream media taking another person in the mainstream media and trying to make a contraindicator out of them and announcing it on the mainstream media. That's hysteria. Because they don't know what the fuck now, right? So Financial Times' best insights into what could possibly tell you inflation can get worse is betting against the other asshole who doesn't know what he's talking about in the other network. So right now, you know, sentiments kind of tell you that no one's in this thing. A lot of people are looking for shit to go down, and fucking Jim Cramer becoming a fucking contraindicator for a different set of fucking clowns. Everyone's looking for the worst case, you know, and when Jim becomes the focal point of everybody's fucking, jokes, it's a good damn chance Jim's now the scarcity and those idiots are the crowded trade. So, you know, this thing could go higher and Jim might look like a genius here in a fucking second. So this is what we're playing. We're playing basically this contra structure. Let's be honest. How crazy is that sentiment read? Really, how fucking crazy is that? To Kansas, are you watching the same show? We're literally watching that right now. Pay attention. In low resolutions with the VIX right now waving down, so like we said, right, bear flags are made of bull flags. If it's going to go, it's going to go a lot further. Or a low resolution uptrend right now that most people are fucking blind is even happening. No, Jim Cramer's not always wrong. Dumb money's always wrong, and dumb money can be anybody. That's a better thing to take away from that, right? When you counter the counter, right? You guys know that account, reverse Cramer, all that shit, sentiment reading Cramer, that just comes from me. But when you don't understand how to actually understand sentiment, you can become the idiot. That's what's so funny about these people, you know? They all try to steal an idea that was never theirs and pretend it's theirs and go out there and parade it in front of everybody, and they make fools of themselves. We've been making fools out of them for years because those techniques of reading the market that way are theirs. That's what the funniest part is. Once again, for as long as we've been in the game, right, we've had people trying to duplicate what we do. This guy's name was Nomics, and this was his clients writing me the guy was an idiot. This has been going on for fucking years. Years of it. Where did reading Jim Cramer's indicator come from? It came from fucking us. The reverse Cramer account, all that stuff that's big and famous, when you really don't know what the fuck you're doing, bitch, we're the originators of this shit. All of you sit the fuck down and stop trying. You look dumb every time you do it. So for anyone who doesn't have context of history, there was no Jim Cramer as an indicator until I fucking showed you that. And showed you where to put it on a chart to make sense of it, right? There were no tweets checking where stupid people appeared in price either in TradingView until I demonstrated this while working with TradingView. There's only one version of this. And when everyone out there becomes a fucking junior psychologist, that's the crowded trade. And Jim can be right. And you will look just as fucking dumb as Jim, trying to be something you're fucking not. There is no altcoin boom in 2014 unless I fucking ask them to put all your shitbox exchanges on TradingView so you can chart this shit instead of this shit. So you can have an NFT market on top of this boom in 2022. There is none of that. And fucking the entire market on the wrong side of us, well, that's actually quite common. LTC Winter, dead top, all your influencers, CNBC, every fucking body. Same shit, different cycle. We've seen this movie many times, you know. And like I said, if any of you fucking are pretty sure there's somebody else out there who's better at this, find them and I'll pay you a Bitcoin. I'll give you a track record to match and you can win a free Bitcoin if you're sure about it. That contest's been there 5 years. No winners. Hit the like button, bitches. There's only one doing it. Shout out to everybody, drop some bits on the show. Appreciate you guys there. See Crocodile Mao, Chapo, Dupel, Duber, Gamble, Joe Malomo. Appreciate everybody. Dr. D and Peace Outside. Always appreciate y'all supporting the network that supports you. Let's see. So interesting things, right? So where we are right now, what we do know is none of your influencers are in this. None of your influencers people are in this. Everyone got left the fuck out. Last night we had some more earnings from Apple. Gap things a little bit more. We're going to open today with a gap. But we definitely need to take stock of where we are because we've come really far, really fucking fast in like a really beeline trajectory. So we're going to look at some places that we're getting to right now that are of concern, at least in the S&P and stuff. Some crypto things I see you guys asking there. We'll take a look at that also. Let me see if you guys gave me any kind of scorecards yet. Let's see. Scorecards. All right, what do we got? I see 4 of them. If I survive this shit, I'm gonna write my first war story. What in the world is this? Is this a war story or is this gonna be your first war story? I'm shorting ETH, but don't expect a short story. I'll put all the details I remember. You wrote me a book? What are we saying here? All right, I'm gonna let you write this book. Let's see, it better be good. VIX, DXY, SPY, BTC, all are open in tabs and I'm cycling down them. All conditions are positive. ETH broke the ascending triangle down. I entered the trade. As soon as I positioned myself, ETH went down another leg. I'm 0.5 R's in profit, but somehow I have high expectations about this trade. Not that I know of something, I don't know shit. I just screwed up my first trade and my second trade. Somehow I turned the second trade over and reduced my loss. I need to sell my car now. 2, I need to eat at my parents for a while. My mistakes for these 2 was not planning before and rushing into a trade and then figuring a way out while getting fucked. This time I was more patient, saw opportunity, gave the start. Anyway, after breaking down, ETH started crawling from the bottom and slowly reaching my stop loss area. Meanwhile, I was thinking I had to put stop loss way tight. Maybe I need to give a little more room, so I canceled the stop loss order to see how things will turn out. Okay, going past my stop loss area, it accelerated like crazy. I said it will hit a wall with this velocity and I will be there to catch the knife. And I did. I sold at the peak of that motherfucker, doubled my position size. I covered my loss in a minute. For a while, the position was going between break even and loss. So I waited patiently, watching every 5-minute candle going back and forth between tabs. It broke down again. I was in profit. After being in profit for a while, I found myself convinced that it would go down more. I waited patiently at a loss before now. I was waiting for more and more profit. I finally reached the closing time of U.S. stock market. The last candle blew the fuck off north and south, acted like crazy. After the candle shoot up, waiting for the stock market to close, to fuck everybody, sell it down and shot up again. This time it was personal. I felt that it will hit my stop order with velocity, so I moved the stop again. By the time it finished fucking people, I sold another batch at the peak. So this is just crazy gambling. Like, you have no plan and you're just adjusting things while you're in it. This is something that has a very short lifespan. If you keep doing what you're writing in here, you will be done trading probably in the next 12 months. At this time, my position size was bloated, so that I needed to take profit somewhere, but things got very complicated at this point. I was feeling like I was hit by the balls and feeling pain in my guts, blocked my vision. I couldn't calculate my position size and entry, and chart was moving very fast during my calculation, so I was getting distracted and starting over to evaluate my condition. and I was still believing that it would go down from there until it broke the longer trend time frame and lined downwards. It was a clear breakout. It was looking very bullish. It stayed around my stop area, which I didn't put any orders yet. I thought of closing the short position at a loss and entering a long position, but my loss was huge, -5 Rs. Okay, so one, how do you calculate your R's when your position size is like changing like the entire time you're in it from what you described? Like your R is defined at the beginning. If you're like adding shit to this, like don't even put 5 R's. This is just craziness what you wrote. And I was afraid of losing more. Plus I didn't eat for the whole day and stared at the charts until my body and mind was fucked up. A great base for misjudgment. I checked myself in the mirror and was looking like possessed, eyes all frozen, so I pressed one click liquidation button and closed the position around 2:30 a.m. traumatized. I woke up early the next day, went swimming, socialized, hung out with my girlfriend, ate wholesome foods, enjoyed my time, chilled out. This war story was the last thing for me to get the burden out of my system. So if you've read this far, thank you for your understanding. I don't engage with people very quickly, but I can see the deep understanding and support in this ego. Grateful for that. And Kaz, I don't know how to find the words of my appreciation, man, but you're like an elder brother that hangs out and learn from. Special thanks to Vicky for putting all this together. Artwork is always amazing and love hearing your gentle voice. That's it for now. So, reflections on this story. Don't do any of the shit you just wrote in this post ever again. None of that is trading. Like, you know, and I don't know if this is going to sound like your elder brother, but that's just fucking crazy. Did y'all listen to that shit? That's just being in there, throwing shit, hope it works out, we'll click the button, I don't know, let's put some more buttons. Well, that's turning worse. Well, here, let's throw some of this in there. Whoa, bro. That's fucking insane. What in the world? So, Jesus, like, you're just in the price, like, flinging stuff and, like, move stops, I don't know, add to position. And then you said, I'm down 5 Rs. How the fuck did you define 5 Rs after all of that? What was the initial R? It's like, that's so crazy. And I can imagine doing that more than once. Like, have you been doing that more than once? That's completely erratic. So, one, use the war stories of everybody else. Like, there's like, you know, the systematic behavior you see people doing, trying to find like a good fucking shockwave, trying to find a rotation, trying to get a good, you know, risk structure on the way out of it, whether it's like at the base of it or leaving it or above a system. And like, you know, you're not going to have that many great plays. Like, to sit there and kind of fling stuff in as price unfolded while you're emotionally invested in the price, bro, you can't think straight at all. That is literally fucking the craziest story. I can probably relate to something like that like over 20 years ago, but that's just chaos, right? You can't think in that, and you wrote it. You can't think, you're emotionally fucked up. Like, none of that is trading. Staring at every candle of the price, a 5-minute chart while you're in it for a couple hours, that's not trading either. I'm telling you, if you stare at your fucking chart while you're in a trade, you're gonna push a button, you're gonna fuck it up. You have to allow like a plan you make before you touch shit, have a chance to work out and then see if your thesis plays out. You know, I think ETH could go off a bridge. It's at 1250. If it cracks like 1180, I think this motherfucker falls at 950. All right, I'm gonna short this motherfucker well through that breakdown level I said, and I give him like $30 stop. And then it fucking doesn't. It shoots up and it's $35 stop. It kicks you out and falls. Then your stop's off, and that's just a reflection on what it was, right? Remember, risk is the price you pay for opportunity. So you have to sync that out there and just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna risk 30 points in fucking ETH for a shot at like fucking a $90 drop. You know, that's what I'm going for. I hope it works out. And take your play and then, you know, fucking put your hands over your fucking eyes. Leave it the fuck alone. That's one of the things that, you know, I was listening to Jester and some of the guys talk this morning in review, and they said, you know, he said some really good points. You know, you're when you're trying to, you know, lose a little and make a lot, the make a lot part can be complicated if you don't allow your plans to work out, right? You're going to have your losses. We already know that. But if your plans that are right aren't allowed to work, you won't make back your losses. You have to like allow your shit to work, right? Our own emotional expectations of when we should get something is always like a child. It's always like, I got to have it now. And you get into a trade on a 1-minute chart, you buy a trade that's a breakout on a fucking like 4-hour chart, and somehow by tomorrow morning you need to be rich. You know, that's just the way we feel about it, or financial investments and things like that. It's very hard to be patient to allow something, of course, time to make out. It's one of the reasons that so many of you gravitate to like fucking, 5-second charts and low resolution charts is you want your instant gratification. But when you're trading in like any resolution but 5 fucking seconds, it can take stunningly a lot longer time for things to play out than you would ever fucking dream. Let me see if I can give you an example of this, right? So these are adjustments I've had to make too, like across time. Let me see if I can find a good chart that doesn't have a bunch of shit on it. This is one I shared in the room, and I don't think I discussed it as much. So on the show, right? Remember we had, was it this one? Not this chart. I put on the show with you guys. This one, right? AMD. So we had, oof, that's some heartburn. This is AMD, and we talked about him going down and violating the shit out of this base, and then if he came through this might be a good shot to get a bounce, right? If the market did whatever, and it did that. So this trade lasted this long. It lasted from the 6th of July to the 21st, right? It lasted fucking 2 whole fucking weeks. I took that trade on in 3 minutes, and this trade, believe it or not, like, it went to 3 R's like twice within a week, and I had to let it sit. This is a lot longer than you'd ever believe you'd ever be in like a fucking intraday resolution, like 3 minutes. But in order to get the actual move, and you have to just leave your risk out there. Like adjusting to save fucking, protect against losing profit is a great way to protect yourself out of ever making the profit. So, being patient to allow things to develop is key. Like, this is a sunk cost to try and be part of this. And the reality is, I probably could have fucking played it better and left it alone for it to go a whole nother wave. But I also bought verticals that were maxed out, so I had to end up closing it anyway. But the point is, right, that comes from some nano resolution of time that a lot of people be like, oh man, 3 minutes, I'm gonna fucking play this until like Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah, it was really great by the next 2 sessions, and then it took it all the fucking way. And I had to look at that and I'm like, I'm a fucking monkey for letting that go away. I literally felt like shit. But, well, whatever. I'm going to leave it and fuck it. At this point, I can't save anything anyway. So this is kind of, I fucking adjusted where that came from. Yeah, there you go. Patience, allow yourself a chance to make money. A lot of you have great ideas, and it's the execution of the idea that's everything. Being around long enough to see your idea play out. So many of you are like, man, that's exactly what I said was going to happen, but you're not there when it happens because you won't stop touching shit. Trading isn't like touching buttons, It's like putting a plan out there, putting it into action, and then sit back and let's see if this fucking works out. If it doesn't work out, make a fucking adjustment. At least, keep good records so you can see, well, why the fuck did it work out? Your idea might be great, your execution might be shit. Your execution might be amazing. Your asset might be poorly selected, right? But you'll only learn that over time when you keep good records. But one thing's for certain, you've got to be mechanical. Like, trading isn't different than any other business. You wouldn't go into fucking your restaurant and be like, man, did you order beer? No, did you? No, is there inventory going on? I don't know. We open the fucking restaurant. Do you want to open a restaurant? Let's move the opening time to like 12 o'clock. Let's go get the beer. Bro, you can't do anything like that. That's fucking crazy as piss. So I hope that helps. Anyways, so that was a crazy war story. That was not what I was expecting when that started out. I was like, this is really huge. This is supposed to be some amazing war story. Like, I hope that what we're saying in Discord helps you because this looks crazy as fuck, bro. I hope that's the last version of that one. So if you do survive that shit, please write us a better one than that. Very fascinating. You big book writing ass motherfuckers. What do you think this is? A fucking an entry for a journalism contest? Hi everyone. First war story. I'll forgive you for that. We'll try to be succinct as I can. No, you're not, motherfucker. You guys are crazy. Succinct. Good wordplay, though. Vocab. As I can and share what may be useful. I have never traded futures before, and I'm a business owner, and that takes up most of my time. Been following Cass for a long time since I love the wisdom and market psychology he teaches. After experiencing in the past months how horrible the vanilla buy and hold advice is in crypto and elsewhere, I've realized that even if I'm not a trader, I should work to develop a reasonable skill level if I want to sustainably take care of my family long term. That in mind, I've decided to slow... What did I just do? Oh shit, is that not plugged in? Oh, never mind. Sorry about that. I realized that Even though I'm not a trader, I should work to have a long time. Okay, sorry. That in mind, I decided to slowly and with very small money amounts get into crypto futures trading rather than just hodl. A couple things I learned the hard way that may serve others. Okay. If you're just starting, don't try to integrate Kaz's teachings into your existing thinking systems and knowledge. I unconsciously did this, and that's my standard way of learning, and it makes sense as a learning habit to engineering type work that I do. Big mistake. You have to first embrace Kaz's teaching and ways completely and apply them successfully. The reason is that this is a different system of logic from yours. With emotional and psychological aspects you are not cognizant of, it's like learning a new language. Leave your existing ideas at home. Number 2, I did not expect trading to be so emotionally demanding for me. For me, it was. I'm used to dealing with investments, but for some reason with short-term trades, I found the emotional impact to be much bigger. Maybe it's just me. ETH perp long. Idea. ETH consolidating on top of Kaz's key short-term level with overall positive market I think evolutions. It'll build and make an attempt to reach the next level. Build a position in chunks to reduce risk and time it better. How will I know if I'm wrong? ETH meaningfully dipping below the lower key level and or shifts in market overall positive momentum. Exit when ETH consolidates at or close to next level or otherwise looks tired. Okay. Oh, okay. I was like, where is it? So these are his entries. So he bought this region here. Looks like a fucking algo, right? A little accumulation, exit. That's a pretty cool trade. That's kind of cool how you showed it. Oh, trade 2. Oh, you got a couple. ETH has been aligned. Okay, ETH trade perp long 1726, out 1776, half take profit. D8 has been aligned with Qs, as Kaz pointed out, but while QQQ has finished the day on a high, ETH pulled back, ETH will correct upwards. So this is cool. See, this is like I said, he lays out an idea and he's going to test it out. And he's going to put something in the market to try this idea out. I mean, not like, he's not exactly defining a stop before he goes in as he builds a position, but this is basically what you're doing. It's like, and you could be wrong. Like, ETH might not do any of these things, but this is what you're going in there and you're going to put your risk down and be like, all right, let's hope it follows the cues and it chases it fucking higher. And if it doesn't, I've risked X to try it out. And that's all you've got. How will I know I'm wrong? Meaningfully dipping below the current system will likely mean that I'm missing something. When to exit ETH looking tired after upward move. So this is subjective, right? How will you define what tired is? That's kind of like dangerous. So in this, you kind of like don't necessarily have a defined place where you say like what's exactly wrong. How far does it need to dip, right? You don't really define a stop, and it looks like you're building a position kind of in an arbitrary range. So this kind of can get you into a bit of trouble. If the trend that turns against you, you may not know in an emotional state exactly how much of a dip do you need to say is a dip versus I'm wrong. What I learned, I closed 50% of the way and can see below the 50% later. Probably should close it all together at higher levels. ETH did not look tired yet when I closed the first 50. Well, when you close the first 50, you don't know what it looks like yet. At that moment, hindsight is going to be 20/20. But in that moment, it most likely looks like something for you to make that choice, and because you stare at it, it'll affect your ability to like ride it out. You should have predetermined places that if you're going to cut 50, you knew you were going to do it because your statistics say it's a good idea to do that, not because I feel it looks like. That's the most dangerous thing you can do, especially when your capital's in the trade, you're emotionally invested in this thing working out for you. It's going to skew everything you think. I hope this war story is acceptable. Yeah, it's just your experiences. Just share whatever. I know it's stupid, and Kaz explained it several times, but I can't for the life of me figure out the R thing. That's a risk reward thing. It's not hard. That's an honest war story. Nothing stupid about it. Appreciate you putting that down. I'm sure it helps a lot of people think about what they're doing. 852. All right, I'm gonna come back. I'll help you figure out the R thing. Let's just see this real quick. Smooth sailing. Space Mankey. Recently went on vacation during July, came back with a refreshed perspective. Props to the Eco for smashing the ETH pump from the lows and surgical info from the shows to do just that. Spent a few days just watching price action and catching up on the info and get back into rhythm, whereas in the past I would feel FOMO making me smash a button like a monkey. This week was filled with goodies and allowed me to prepare a thorough plan for the week focusing solely on ETH. Considering the rotation happening in ETH/BTC, I allowed the bull flag on risk assets to develop and made a play at the trigger from the show when I saw the rotation happening. 12 hours on that. Looks pretty fucking simple. Pretty simple logic. There's serendipity. Watch the bull flag. And then hysteria, low res bull flag. Macro res bear. Perfect, right? That's 8 o'clock in the morning. That's the last show. Killer intel. That's dividends, baby. Gotta love that. I love seeing this. So very cool. Manage that position for the rest of the week and try to re-enter. Think about that, right? Position you end up having to take for the rest of the week, like, you know, from an intraday entry. Enter the week, re-enter on Thursday, got stopped out. I was in a work meeting when it went again. Although I got stopped out, this was a significant change on my side. I've always been reluctant to play the same asset further up in the wave when I'm already in it. And this was a first step to start incorporating which is key, given I've narrowed down my watch list to 1 or 2 assets. Big improvement in proficiency from this. As I've said on the previous scorecards, the content will change your life if you put in the effort. Only one MJofTA, often imitated, never duplicated. You already know this. Really good shit. I like that. Yeah, the guys focusing on 1 or 2 assets. You know, I asked it before. You guys have noticed meaningful benefits when you fucking stop like hunting down everything we talk about in the show. It's too much for any one person. So that's not your goal anyway, to do that. We always lose some viewers when we do war stories. Do you guys know how valuable war stories is? It's so funny. Trusting the process. Tonic. Hi, Kaz, Director Vale Eco. Just wanted to share my war story. In most recent trading week, I've had one of my best weeks from an execution point of view, and I'm loving the display pursuit of being 1% better each day. Every trade I took was mechanical, and I made sure to keep it super simple. Watch the show, pick one symbol, make a plan for up and down based on the analysis by Kaz, set alerts, and walk away. Once alerts fire off, make the trades, print money, participate in Discord whenever I have downtime from my day job. Some areas I want to work on next, taking profits based on technical areas or letting a proportion run rather than taking profits at 3R, which is an arbitrary number. Find the time to jump into voice calls more often. I've only been in a couple, but it has been a gold mine for learning each time. Thank you again for everything you do. I look forward to learning more and continuing to improve. This is his ETH. +3, +3, -1. Very good. And then this is BTC, -1 right here. So you try to buy and then flip right around in the same place and short it. That's a monster reversal to pull that off. So really good shit right there to flip around in the same spot. That's pretty mentally flexible to do. It's something that's not easy. +3 on ETH. Again, very nice. I dig it. Trust the process, bitches. It works, right? Just met that guy. He's brand new. Very good shit. All right, 8:56. Let's do a macro. Get you guys ready for the day. Pars Vital, you're crazy, man. Appreciate you, my friend, showing up and raising the roof. Hearing this person's thought process and strategy is giving me a heart attack. Yeah, me too. I was like, when I was reading, I was like, this is not a positive war story. I was like, oh, this is a disaster. I was like, okay, that's the thing about war stories. They can be good or bad. You know, they're all winning stories, but like, hopefully, he gets a reflection on like that's just not trading. That's erratic. So, you know, and for anybody else that has done anything similar to that or added to shit while you're in stuff and changing it, you have no consistency of risk in that. You have no idea. So what did he say? I can't get my head around the R's thing. So, I mean, it's pretty simple, right? Like, whatever your stop's going to be, right? Let's just say this is 1 point. This is like, 1 point stop. And you want to make like, you want to lose no more than $100, you would risk $100 for a point. And if it was 50 cents on a dollar, you would risk fucking 200 shares, right? It's like, how much dollars are you risking for the range of motion of the price? And then you can calculate, if you make that a consistent thing, you always bet like $1,000, then you at least know what you're making every time, and then you can just deal with the R's itself. If you're changing how much you bet on every fucking trade, you have no idea what the fuck you're going to be doing. Your statistics won't matter at that point. So to say like I'm down 5 R's, but you've risked a different dollar amount every single trade, the R means nothing. The whole point of the R is that it's kind of fixed, and like, okay, I've got X amount % of my account, my total capital I'm going to put, in this leverage account. And after fucking 30 days of trading, I'm net 27 R's on the month. You know what you made right then and there. you cannot just kind of arbitrarily change position sizes like that. You'll have no rhyme or reason to it. You won't know. You'll have a huge win in something that you have no position size in. You have a massive loss in something you're fucking overweighted in. Like you said, you were too heavy at points in that. Like that should never be a thing. From trade to trade, you shouldn't have like, oh, this one's emotionally taxing because I had so much in that. This was easy. I threw like pennies into that. Like, well, what's the point then? You don't want to fucking have like a fucking 50 extra with like $10 in it. And that's crazy. So that just kind of makes no sense. So yeah, R&R is not that hard. It's just, what am I risking for what I'm trying to make? And if you're going to go with like a fixed dollar amount, then the thing that's going to change is the units that you're going to buy per the size of the risk structure. Again, if you want to lose no more than like $100 and you're going to bet fucking like 10 points in some couple $100 stock, then you can only buy 10 shares, right? And there's a logic that you need to keep in mind, right? We've had people go, oh well, if that makes sense, then I can risk like $100,000 on a 1 penny fucking like increment on like a 10-second chart. No. Then you have a fucking liquidity crisis, right? So you have to fucking participate in structures that you're not the biggest fucking target in. So if you're going to have to buy like 1,000 shares of X, but you're on the 1 second chart and fucking X only trades like 300 shares every 10 seconds, then you're going to be the fucking target. So don't be stupid and stop taking fucking giant sizes down to nanoscales of fucking time, wondering why giant stalactites keep appearing that go right through your stop directly behind you pushing a button. There's nobody else to lose to you that resolution with 1 million shares, It's kind of retarded. So yeah, memos and things. Market density matters. That makes sense? I hope so. All right. So that being said, now we've cooked everybody on Twitter that they're retarded. Whoever showed up here probably wants to see something about markets to figure out why the fuck we're all here looking at this crazy face. So I guess we'll do that. Spies. We'll start with our favorite. So, Apple pumped yesterday. This was a thing on the show we showed you. Had a bull flag, right? This was our original projection of what we said would happen when we hit this level. Pretty perfect. Got our bull flag, recoil, dumped everybody the fuck out, and kaboom. But now, you always pay attention, right? Out of a bull flag, we're always leery of extension, right? This piece, we don't want to accidentally go chasing the bull flag at the tail end of something like this and eating a counter structure, right? That's what really happens to people. Like, they're not paying attention here. Oh my gosh, market's pumping. Oh, boo, it's going to crash again. Oh my gosh, market's pumping, and then another flag forms. So where are these flags likely to form is like the next thing we worry about, right? We know one's going to happen here because this gap is retarded, and any fucking way that's half a fucking like way can see it. So where's our next place we care about? Well, with the Qs, remember we pointed out. Did I not draw it on that chart? Ivy, shut up. Yeah, remember this cloud of shit? So we said pay attention to this, right? When the Qs first reach this is a good inflection point for the overall market to counter structure off of this and generate the bull flag we're waiting for. Then we told you this would likely rotate down and come right back up and stay within this bear channel if the market was going to squeeze, which it has. But the Qs haven't escaped this cloud of shit anyway. They're very much still in there. And now the S&P 500 has joined it in that same cloud of shit, right? So this was the phantom zone. You remember that? That was a shockwave before death came to us all, right, in the art of markets. I don't know if I still have that guy pinned or not. Yeah. So right here, right? That's this zone. This is a heavy volume zone. So it's got enough traffic to slow shit down. So now that we're back there with the Qs and the SPYs hitting the bottom side of the range and the Qs are in the top side of the range, generally that looks like a pretty good area to get another chop. This is just a mess. So you would prefer, if you're going to play this guy like more, play more long, this is a pretty good place for him to have rallied all the way from the depths of hell. This is the first major volume zone and the one that we crashed from to put in the low. If there's any place for a good interaction, a meaningful stall, it's in something like this. So first contact on something like this now with the S&P fully in here, it's definitely worth caution to pay attention to that. He could push into the body of it, but it's pretty much, if you look at where we came down from for the year, come on. All right, you look at the overall crash of the whole year. Sorry, I need to back up more. All right, you look at like just this, and you look. All right, this is just a truckload of volume coming down. We're just now bouncing in what can be a big bear flag right to where under Ragnarok's humility, this entire top heavy portion of the year is. So it's a lot of volume, a lot of resistance above this now. So I think looking at this, I know it's a little cluttered. We talk about this. This is a bear flag nonetheless. And it is a bear flag that is just barely stretching out to the top of it right now and into some major volume. So yellow fever means caution. You know, paying attention to this is pretty moon right now. We're heading into Friday. People have missed this. There's a lot of salt out there. People are wishing about fucking 3-digit ETH. That's the exact climate for somebody to fucking try to buy something to be a hero. So, you know, if you guys have had killer runs on this, I know a lot of you have been in resolutions, you're playing this legs out, you know, enjoy your wins. Some of you motherfuckers, I saw some of you guys double down and, you know, picked up some extra clones and things like that. Always good when your dividends are fucking 5 digits. If you've had a killer run like that coming out of the trenches, I understand not a lot of people are on that same side of the trade. But at this point, there's enough people kind of enjoying that fact in Discord, and there's enough people crying that, you know, whenever there's crying, there's movement next. And since we're in movement, that crying is a warning probably now, especially since a lot of our people have noted it. You know, it's nothing wrong with taking your wins and chilling for a second. If this is going to go higher, you're waiting for another structure to get a chance to get involved in with, right? Where do you go? Right, we need another place to get a markup from. And right now, this is in motion. So for the people that are participating in that guy, at least in this resolution, he's underway and he's in motion. You should probably have yourself protected and locked in so you can't turn into a loss from here. We need another version of this, right? We need something like this. We need a bull flag. We need some congestion. That's the next thing we're waiting for, and where is it going to do it? So, you know, always remember markets go from low volatility to high volatility and back again. And when markets are in high volatility, it attracts people. We like the markets that people don't give a shit about. We like the shows where fucking we have skeleton crews and nobody shows up, and then they all show up to see what they missed, right? You want to be around when no one else is. That's a zero-sum nature of markets. If you intend to fucking have value, you can't be where everyone is. And the shows literally tell you that. The crowds don't come when the biggest moves fucking go crazy. Then they come to find an explanation after the fact. That's who Jim Cramer and Rand Neuner cater to, like idiots who don't fucking pay attention and then want a fucking fast explanation for why they fucking missed it so they can feel better about their own ignorance. And they'll just do it again. This requires, you know, a stable personality and you to be around consistently. Opportunity will present itself if you have like the prepared mind for it. If you're reactive and that's all you're going to do is react to what everyone else is doing, you're a sheep. So anyways, that being said, looking at this right here, we talked about Apple with you guys. Hope you guys kill that. That was Apple on the rotation. We tried to pay attention to them. Fucking monster rotation up. Killed his earnings. A little risky to play earnings. I wouldn't advise everyone to do that. But humongous push coming from some of these guys upwards. Mickey D's, I gave you guys this on your fucking OnlyFans. And that guy, you know, blew the fuck out. Monster play on him. Also off his earnings. And like I said, a lot of these guys don't look nearly as bad as people fucking think, you know. And these guys, as far as your long-term trends, they're still fucking well intact, you know. Surprisingly enough, like McDonald's doesn't look like it was in any kind of fucking crash, which I noted in OnlyFans. So VIX things. So VIX actually got almost down to 21. It's been a long time since we've seen that, right? And now we're inside some levels that we marked before, 2180. This is an OG level that's inside the box range from Nomics, which is a sentiment read from last October. And so you kind of careen through a lot of levels right here, you know. So it's definitely worth taking stock of like where the VIX is. You know, we're watching this right now. This is a long-term angle on the VIX. We turned this all off for a minute to kind of see what he's doing, right? And we could see this. He's at least now like, stop putting in rising floors up to here. He's compromised this floor here, lower floor here, rose up, rolling down. We want to see if he's going to roll all the way down to that long-term trend line or where he ultimately could go, So for right now, if I actually put a trend line on this, right, his uptrend is really right here. And he's at a good inflection point in the bar Nomics, and we're at a good volume zone on the S&P. If we get a good reaction on the S&P's volume zone and we get a fucking reaction here to 2B and go back through this uptrend line, this is an inflection point to definitely keep your eyes on going to weekend and see how we close on this. A recoil here is probably a chance for a counter structure in markets again off that volume zone. Keep in mind for ETH, when we talked about this guy as a proxy on the market, right? Where do we tell you our target area was for ETH? It was 1800, right? Up here, back of the volume area where he came from, exactly where we went. 17 to 1800 was where we gave you guys for projections on him. So these guys have all reached kind of like, basically the targets that we thought made sense for this whole thing, right? Like here I showed you, right? The bottom of this range is what you're watching. He slams into this, we probably stall the fuck out. And then you keep proxy with BTC, who's never been able to escape boats and cocaine. Sorry. Right, boats and coke is your key swing level for BTC, and BTC is an underperformer based on what we showed you, right? He'd go back and retest boats and coke, but as long as ETH BTC is your stronger asset, then ETH is the outperformer. BTC likely would remain trapped. ETH is your stronger asset, which is why we put this guy, since we projected this, we put him in OnlyFans to keep track of. ETH is your leading asset. So now you've got like a pretty good bull flag rotation, a pretty good markup here. You pay attention to ETH, right? This can easily turn into a counter structure because it's leaning right now, and you can get this whole action where you get this and then do something like that and continue. This would give you time for like consolidation inside of like ETH USD and likely like crypto broadly if that happens, because this would start to become like a de-risk on shitcoins to BTC. So that being said, right, VIX things could bounce here where you are. You're in a dangerous spot, definitely worth paying attention to. He's even bouncing pre-market right now, which is you're seeing take some of the steam off of like crypto, and the pre-market pumps are fading on these guys. If you look at like just while we're in the show right this second, you can see right, we're actually pulling in right now as the VIX pumps. So we want to keep eyes on this. We had a huge gap off earnings yesterday, but we're fucking extended, right? So to be FOMO about like, let me get involved in another long here, that's where all the 82 missed triple digit ETH are at right now. They need to buy something. So then, and when that sentiment's in there, I missed triple digit ETH, they're not thinking short it. So pay attention right now to how Friday closes. Pay attention where that VIX level closes. DXY things. DXY is going to obviously be strong if VIX gets weak. You guys know that from the way we cover this little asset matrix. And so your timing thing with this, which is going to correspond, DXY. All right, we talked about this. This is the bull flag of the DXY, and also another thing to keep track of with your VIX. He gets stronger, rotates, you watch VIX. VIX is in a key spot. This keeps getting strength. We have danger. So that's it on, I wanted to show you on DXY that, oh yeah. And then, so of course, that translates back over to USDT.D. He'll bounce with that also. And so you'll get de-risk on everybody. So now we're still watching this, right? Will this just be a small correction that allows this bear flag to continue dropping and continue to allow crypto to keep on risking on? If what we're seeing in the marketplace and these people did miss triple digit ETH and they're likely not going to get another shot at it, then the answer is likely, yeah, it's going to flag a certain amount, create another risk structure that we can participate in on rotation. So patience right now. We've been part of a pretty good fucking wave, right? So, the goal is to not give it back. That's it. So USDT, DXY, VIX, SPY, ETH, BTC. All right, that's it. That's where we're at for the day. So you're watching for Friday, and you're going to gauge this for the weekend sentiments for crypto also. If we have a stall day, so a small push up on VIX, you could probably have like a lackluster weekend for crypto. And like I said, so many of you had so many wins. If you keep on playing at the speed you're playing, that's likely where your fucking like moves are going to take back some of your profits is going to come from. If you keep pushing a button at this pace, take a fucking breather. A lot of you put up a lot of crazy ass money. So there's not always a fantastic opportunity behind the last one. So, you know, give it time to form another one. All right. I think that's, yeah, that's it. All right. So 9:13. I'm going to be fast because I tried to not make, actually don't want to go that late. I do read the YouTube stream, but when I'm doing a fucking screen like that, I'm obviously doing something there, Mr. Horvat. So I have to kind of take time to do the macro and get that all connected. Then I can come back and read your chat. Chapo, Kaz, what's the best place to look for an exit in a trade? Looking for next major resistance. Got out of that ETC move way too early. There's definitely key areas to pay attention. Like 1800 in ETH is definitely a stall point, right? And we know we can have a correction off of there. But where's your entry relative to how many R's are you up when you reach that point? You know, it has to be taken into account. One, if you look for a large volume areas as potential areas to slow price down, it's always a good place to have an expected target. What kind of entry you take and like what your statistics are on your your journaling tells you kind of where you're going to take your profits though. So if you're taking an entry that ends up like close to 3.5 maybe 5 R's when it slams into 1800 on ETH, that's going to have to be part of your overall thinking. I can't tell you exactly you should enter like this one way. Ultimately you're trying to like maintain some consistency in your performance, so you're looking at the history of your entries and what do you typically get out of the entry logic you employ. Do you normally hit 3 R's pretty easy but 5s are like super rare, or do you get to 5s and 7s all the time but you tend to cut early before you fucking see it get there? You make an adjusting accordingly. That's one thing. Now I want to get to 5 R's in my trade, but I opened it like right in front of 1800 and there's a good chance it bounces off of here, right? So there's more to go into the conversation than just like where should I cut it. There's obviously price locations that matter that will cause good reactions in price, and then there is like what your statistics are telling you about how you should manage your trades. All that has to be a conversation. Sreko Rot, Kaz, can you share opinion about ETC USD move and if it could be broadcasting the chances of an alt season soon? That sounds like your analysis, which is completely like independent of whatever this entire show has been telling you with every single evolution of all of crypto since the bottom. Are you just dying for an alt season? That sounds like a sentiment read, right? If that was going to be telling you about an alt season, I would have told you. You trying to suggest if you found something that tells me I should tell you if there's incoming alt season when I just stitched together every risk asset in the entire market in front of your face? Sounds like you're not paying attention and you've just got alt season on your mind, and that just screams more caution. That's my read on that. And I do read the chat. Patience is a virtue. Let's see. All right, Roblox, Apple, whatchamacallit. All right. Roblox. Could Roblox be on the comeback? Look at that. So this is the chart we have for Roblox. Stayed under this base of volume when he first came out and just fucking went to the grave. Kathy's part of that. Structurally, it's kind of got that bottom formation, right? And now you got this kind of setup. So that setup you can actually see in something like remember I told you to watch Sega? On a real low resolution, can you see it? It's the same shape, right? It's really bullish when you see that, when the floor is just getting shoved up into the top wall like this. Right? It's like this constant pressure just pushing it like upwards like that. Kind of creates that shape like climax and then just gets pushed back up into the top. That's pretty bullish. That's why I tell you watch Sega. And of course, monkeypox looks like it's a thing. But yeah, congrats to everybody who played Sega. But that shape looks like that. At low resolution, structurally, it looks like this. He clears the top of this thing. You probably want him just outside this, just like Sega. And you just wait for some kind of shit to go fucking moon. And Apple, I think I just did Apple for you guys off the earnings, so there isn't much to do with that guy, Apple. All right, rising channel, pump on earnings. If fucking S&P stalls a little bit, then you want to pay attention to what level could Apple be at you care about. See this trigger over here? So Apple was literally here, gapped it. If the market stalls, then Apple can correct and structure out on top of this. So this is only really callable based on the S&P. If the S&P stalls in the volume, it can push even a little higher, like I said, into that cloud of volume. But worthwhile to pay attention as he goes through this area. Some interaction or retest of this trigger is possible. For right now, this is like a moon pump stick out. So chasing it for a buy is not necessarily your best idea. If you want to tactically sell it, then you just have to be a badass and know how to do that. But I'm not going to walk through that. Alphen. I guess we had this on the show. What is this? Something in Europe. Alphen FY20 profits doubles on growth. Whatever it is, looks good. I guess we had this once already. What does he do? Producer manufacturing electrical products. So we had this guy from way back in the days, and he came back here, and I guess somebody must have asked about him. The 3 people that trade this on the planet. And we talked about flag and rotation. Pay attention to that. And he didn't do the rotation until here, but when he went through it, he was gone. So now he's marked up like a lot of stocks are. Being that this is like, you know, see how it's full vertical? You want something like that before you fuck with him again. And you know, pay attention to see if he's any supports on top of that. Maybe even tracks down low enough to get on top of that system and then rotates that, but something like that, and then he could go again. NAS 100 Sega. Well, just showed you Sega. It's a stick. You need a consolidation structure on him, so that guy's done. BNB USD, BTC, and ETC USDT. All right, so NAS 100 first. So NAS 100 is the Qs. If you guys realize that when you asked me that, but the Qs, which we go over with like the S&P 500, it's that. So we're in the Qs, cloud of shit. We just talked about, right? Cloud of shit, cloud of shit. NAS 100, QQQ, cloud of shit. Same thing. Bear flag potential into the fucking last consolidation structure that made the low. If it sustains this, you're not out of the downtrend, right? This is still a bear flag and would possibly lean towards a bear trap if it makes a higher floor and rotation. Oh, okay. My bad. This chart, sorry. NAS 100, do that again. NAS 100 is the Qs. So cloud of shit volume that we just talked about, that's it right there on NAS 100. Oops, don't do that. Quiet, Ivy. So cloud of shit volumes where you are in the Qs, and like I said, this is the last high to put you into the lows. So if this pump doesn't beat this high, the market still hasn't actually broken the technical downtrend that put it down here, right? These series of lower highs are structurally intact until this gets taken out. So this is really key that this doesn't fucking deflect off here, or nothing's really changed about this stuff, and we rotate this fucking very large bear flag and potentially, you know, wave back down towards. So if this happens, ultimately, until you break this, right, you don't know that the low is not in until you come back and put in a higher floor and price does something like that and goes like this. But this would be a painful process if it happens again. So we want to be definitely clear, you know, paying attention to this, especially if people are looking for fucking alt season all of a sudden. What did I say was the other thing? Sega did BNB, it's just BNB and ETC, okay. BNB, USDT. Can I do BNB, BTC? Okay, not this chart. BNB, USD. What? Do I not have shit on this chart, or do I have the fucking levels turned off? Okay, I know it's something. So there's BNB, USDT, and BNB, USDT. Okay, that's on that one. BNB, USD. Oh, there it is. Okay, fuck. I knew I did something. God damn it. Okay, so we've done this one before, right? He dropped into, if you guys remember on the way up back in 2021, We had this little shockwave, this conical one that came off this really insane climactic spike, and we say it will bleed out some energy and create this conical shockwave. And we projected a range from that because it's a heavy duty range of volume right there, right? And price, pumped out of there. Actually dump tested it on the Bitcoin crash there that we did on the show, the live knife catch. Dump tested this very same shockwave, and that is actually where you come back to. BNB has dump tested the exact same shockwave that was the low of the May 19th crash, and has now emerged from that. But like I said, he's emerging like everything else looks. And we had talked about this before. That's why we projected this box over here. We talked about BNB was an interesting place when we're projecting the low. But now you're watching this, right? And so this is the big danger. If these falling highs sustain and we rotate out, crypto isn't done getting wrecked. And so this is something just to keep your mental, flexibility. Don't get locked into any one idea. No matter what you made on this, if things come apart, we need to be ready to turn the other way just as quickly. So this is where you're at this point. So pay attention to that. I'm not saying that's what it has to do, but that's what can happen if the bear flag rotates and he wants to go back down to this box range. So with markets at like interesting inflection points, this is worth paying attention. He's just barely come back up to this cloud of shit, which is a lot bigger than this cloud of shit. And so this is a good range for fucking potential stalls also. So there's at least reason to be cautious going into the weekend. So that's BNB USD, and then BNB BTC's on the other chart. Nope, BNB BTC. Right. This guy is worth paying attention to. He's, like I said, was a bullish sign because if like BNB and ETH BTC are going to be strong on BTC, that is a sign that there's risk-seeking behavior in the marketplace and it's not a full fucking run for the door. When it is, BTC dominance will surge and everybody will be bailing shitcoins left and right, and these guys will have no fucking strength, no velocity on this exchange at all. So this is the one kind of things like fundamentally inside the market gives you a sign of like life and hope, is that somebody's putting money to work somewhere in here and most people aren't realizing it. So this guy going through the top would be a bullish case for fucking shitcoins. And a bullish case for risking assets also if it continues to maintain its strength. So this is definitely one I'm keeping eyes on. If you remember too, it has a little TA up there, right? So that's what you're watching with that guy. And just like this system, right? The system high breaks, you always watch for that, right? How you break and sustain systems, that's going to be no different here. Whether it's a 2B or it's a full sustained break and a push, it should be pretty clear pretty quickly once it does it. That is all your symbols, motherfuckers. It's 9:26. That's a lot of time. Right to the bell. Hope you guys are fucking prepped, ready. You had killer fucking week, killer fucking month. If you fucking killed it, don't keep pushing buttons until you fucking kill yourself. Go take a break. Go enjoy the fucking weather. Put your toes to some grass or put some grass in your fucking ass. Whatever the fuck makes you happy. Smoke it if you got it. But I got a lot of good ass weed. Good luck, motherfuckers. Have a good weekend. This is Yellow Fever. Catch y'all niggas on the flip. Peace.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome